But now let's hear Arn Anderson. The same weekend that aired, that same episode of Worldwide, October 12th, 1985. Let's see what's on Arn's mind here.
Arn Anderson.
Well, David Crockett, it really depresses me that Dusty Rhodes doesn't have the guts to stand up and be a man and defend his, or what would I say, defend his ex-world television title. But henceforth and forthwith, David Crockett, I want you and the entire wrestling world to recognize me as the world television champion, and this is officially my first title defense right now.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Arn Anderson. He says he is the world's television champion and not Dusty Rhodes. I think Dusty Rhodes will have something to say about that. He's going to the ring now. Entering the ring, Arn Anderson, again, half of the National Tag Team Champions.
So how about that? Just claiming yourself to be the new television champion. You had a quick little squash match there. You're not done, though. You're on the Mid-Atlantic show that weekend. Let's hear what you're saying.
Arn Anderson right here, fans. One half of the National Tag Team Champions. Arn?
Well, Bob Caudle, like I've said before, I am one half the National Tag Team Champions, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. So I'm just going to kind of put this to the side for just a second. Now then, it's been brought to my attention that Dusty Rhodes has fell on a little misfortune. Well, Dusty, I hate that.
I heard you may even have had something to do with that too, Arn.
Well, we're going to leave that alone too, Bob. Like I said, you have my condolences, Dusty. But furthermore, Bob, as you know, I am the #1 contender for that World Television Championship, am I not?
I agree.
Okay, Bob, in a car race on the NASCAR circuit, if you have a wreck, what do? They pull you aside and continue the race. If you're in a boxing match, you get TKO'd, they set you down and you go to the showers. Okay, if you're in a baseball game, it starts raining, the team is ahead, that's who wins the game. Well, Bob Caudle, as being the #1 contender for that World Television title, I am now officially claiming that title. It is mine. I am the #1 contender. If the champion or the so-called champion can't get out and defend that title, that means you got to give it to the #1 contender. And I want everybody, including you, Bob Caudle. I want Jim Crockett's Promotions. I want every wrestling fan across the country to recognize me as the world television champion. That is what I am as of starting right now. Anybody doesn't like it, that's tough luck. Like I said before, you don't like the way I do things, that's tough. You don't like the way Dusty Rhodes does things, what do? You condone it. Well, he's no longer your champion. I'm your champion. Anybody doesn't like that, like I said once again, step up. I'll defend the title. I'm a real champion. I'll defend it against anybody, anytime, just like the world television champion ought to do, right on television. It's been your pleasure.
Fans, there you heard it, Arn Anderson.
Dude, you were in the groove right there, dude. That was good stuff.
Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I should have gotten a trial lawyer's plaque and a license to practice law after that dissertation, because every bit of that makes sense to me, doesn't it?
I can't argue it. I want to mention, as you continue your journey, October 7th, you're in Canton, Ohio, picking up a win over Sam Houston, doing a TV taping in Shelby, where you would beat Gene Ligon with the Gourd Buster at the 57 second mark, which we just heard the preamble for. We need to go ahead and take a time out now and play a little clip from the syndicated show, October 5th, 1985. It's a classic Arn Anderson promo. Here we go. Let's see what Arn's got to say.
Right here, one half of the National Tag Team Champions. And of course, we're talking also about a half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Arn Anderson. Arn?
You're very perceptive, Bob, but let me take this, which is mine and nobody can do anything about, and put it aside for a minute. Now, Bob, the whole idea of the American dream, as it were, is that in this land you can be what you want to be and do what you want to do. Well, Dusty Rhodes, you've thrown a big-time wrench in a lot of people's plans around here by taking that world television belt and hiding it in the closet. Me, for #1, would like to have a shot at that. Now, Rhodes, if you're the man you say you are, and you deserve all these people's support, all their love and everything they give you, then why don't you stand up and be a man and defend that title, get it out of the closet, dust it off, and defend that title against Double A, and let's find out if you are truly the best there is in the world television champion.
Arn, he is the champion. He's taken on a lot of challengers. When you talk about having your work cut out for you, the dream has been the world's champion 2 times, Arn.
Exactly, Bob Cottle. But let me just ask you to check your memory. When was the last time Dusty Rhodes defended that belt? Can you think? No, I can't think either. I don't think Dusty knows. He's running. He's hiding. Rhodes, I want you right on national television. Defend that belt against me right on national TV, and there won't be a question if you're a champion.
Arn Anderson.
So there you go. Throwing down the gauntlet at the American Dream. Hey, you're not defending that belt. And of course, the next day, you're going to go ahead and tape on October 6th in the WTBS studios, an episode of the 605 show that would air on the 12th. And when you're recording that, you do a promo saying that you're the new television champion. And of course, chaos is here. This is a fun time in professional wrestling, is it not?
Oh, it's awesome. Well, Dusty, when was the last time you defended it?
Right.
Been a while, right? So is it this around the time that the law of possession is 9/10 of the law?
That's right.
Came about.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wasn't going to defend it, I'll just take it away from him. That's pretty much what happened.
Let's talk about Wahoo for a minute here, and then we're going to play some promos from the 26th. On the 24th of October in 1985, a wrestling fan named David Parks is awarded a $35,000 judgment in a civil matter against Wahoo McDaniel. And this all stemmed from an incident back in Greensboro on September 22nd, 1984, where Parks allegedly suffered a broken nose. Wahoo was not appearing in court for the decision. Previously, he gave a no contest plea in the criminal case, and he didn't have to go to jail. He didn't have to pay any fines. But then Mr. Parks took it to the civil court and won a $35,000 judgment. I know you weren't involved, but I bring this up because it does seem to maybe set a precedent. Was this even discussed in this era in the backstage amongst the boys?
I don't think so. That would have been a hush-hush something. And I don't think you would have wanted any comments to go in the newspaper, someone talk about it on the radio or whatever the deal would be. I mean, that would court proceedings and outcomes and all that. I think you would probably want to sit on that, but it was common, lawsuits. If you're making your way down the aisle and a guy sucker punches you in those days, and just without thinking, you turn around and you blast the guy and you knock him unconscious or something, or hurt him or split his head or bust his nose or whatever, you were regarded as a professional fighter in a court of law in those days. And even though the guy, if it was just 2 guys in a bar and the one guy whacks one and the other one gives him one shot back, that guy's not going to be held accountable. But in our situation in those days, we were.
It's a good thing you didn't punch that grandma in the belly, is it not?
Yeah, no joke. God, she wouldn't have sold it and then sued me and got my Cadillac at the time or something. Damn it.